In this lesson, we will clean up our control rig. Let's get started by hiding all objects that animators should not be concerned with. We'll head over to Layers. We'll check to make sure our hidden layer is actually hidden. It sure is. How about IKs? Let's go ahead and hide that. And our skeleton layer. Alright, so if we were to press F3, we should notice that all of those objects have now been hidden. Great, so what will we do next? Well, let's say we add another smoothing feature. So it's very easy to increase the resolution of this mesh when we're ready to, let's say, render out an animation. What we'll do first is go ahead and add a custom parameter. As we've done before, let's go ahead and grab our global control. We'll head over to our modify panel. We already have our attribute holder. We already have a custom parameter here. Let's just go ahead and add to this list. We'll press Alt-1. We'll make this an integer type, so it matches the same type as the property that will tie to this parameter. All right, we're going to go ahead and name this smoothing. Great. Now from, we'll have set to 0, and 2 will be set to 2. So that's our max. Let's now go ahead and choose Add. Great, so it's now time to add a turbo smooth to Rexy. Let's go ahead and grab his mesh after we've unfrozen it. We'll head over to our modifier list, we'll press the T key, and there it is, turbo smooth, smooth, smooth. All right, so once it's been added, we can now grab our global control, we'll right click and choose wire parameters. All right, so that's going to be modified object, extra controls, smoothing. Let's go ahead and click on Rexy's mesh. It's going to be modified object, turbo smooth iterations. And it's going to be a direct connect. All right, let's go ahead and take a look. He should be at low res. Great, let's go ahead and now bring the value to 1. Looks good. And how about 2? Great. I might go ahead and have this set to 1. I think that this is a really good division count to work with. The thing to check for is to make sure that as you start to move your controls, you don't lose any performance out of max. We want to make sure that we still have a good speed here, and we most certainly do. All right, sweet. So what's next? Well, what I'd like to do is go ahead and show you how to lock your transforms. That way, it's very clear that certain controls should move certain ways, and they should not move ways that would cause the rig to break. So how do we do this? Let's go ahead and take our center of gravity control and experiment with it. You'll see that we can actually scale the creature with it, but we should scale from our global control. We should not scale from this object. So what we could do is head over to our hierarchy panel and go to link info. And to lock down scale, it's as simple as going to our locks rollout and then checking each scale axis. Now we're no longer able to scale this control. Very cool. So we'd want to do that for all of our controls. Take our IK head control. What should we lock here? Well, of course that will be scale, but we'll leave movement and rotation. We designed it to move around. We also designed it to rotate. How about the root control here for the IK neck? Well, we can go ahead and always lock down movement and scale, and we'll leave rotation. Great. So if we try to move this object, we cannot. So this just adds clarity to our control systems. So animators know, hey, this control is designed to do this, but not this. Now for our FK head and neck controls, we know that we should lock movement and scale. These should only rotate. All right, so let's go ahead and do that for the other controls. And you get the idea here, so I won't go through every single control. It's really up to you. You need to decide what each control should do. And based off of that, you know what to lock and what to leave unlocked. But that's basically it. So we've managed to rig this really cool looking creature. And we've learned a lot of cool rigging concepts along the way. We've learned how to keep everything nice and clean. We've learned how to work with the Spline IK system and also how to create an IK-FK switching feature that blends. How cool is that? So since we're done here, we have one more lesson where we'll go through your assignment for Volume 3.